Tonight, when you look out your window and see the moon, it feels calm. Just a white circle floating in the dark. But imagine seeing it 20,000 years ago. No streetlights, no clocks, no science teacher, no phone saying, "Full moon tonight." Just a giant glowing face in the sky, changing shape every few nights. Sometimes it was full, sometimes it was a thin silver claw, sometimes it disappeared completely, and sometimes it turned red. So here's the strange question: why did ancient humans fear the moon? Because to us, the moon is decoration. But to them, the moon was a mystery that controlled the night. Think about ancient life for a second. When the sun went down, the world did not become cozy. It became dangerous. The forest turned black. Animals moved in the darkness. Every sound mattered. A cracking branch could be food, or death. And then, above all of this darkness, there was the moon. It was not just pretty, it was useful. A bright moon meant you could see shapes in the night. You could walk, you could hunt, you could watch for danger. But a dark moon? That meant the world became blind. For ancient humans, moonlight could change the entire night. A full moon may have made people feel safer. A new moon may have made every shadow feel alive. And this is where it gets weird. The moon was predictable, but not obviously predictable. Ancient people saw it grow, shrink, vanish, and return. But without astronomy, that cycle could feel like a living thing. Imagine being a child in a small ancient group. One night, an elder points up and says, "The moon is dying." A few nights later, it is gone. Then slowly, it returns. To a modern brain, that is a lunar phase. To an ancient brain, that could look like death and rebirth happening in the sky. And humans are pattern machines. We see faces in clouds. We hear meaning in random noises. We connect events because our survival depended on noticing patterns. So if the moon disappeared, and then someone got sick, maybe the moon was angry. If the moon was full, and wolves howled, maybe the moon woke them up. If the moon turned red, and something bad happened later, maybe the sky was warning you. This was not because ancient humans were stupid. It was because they were human. When you do not know why something happens, your brain still wants a reason. And the moon gave ancient humans a huge moving symbol they could not ignore. But the scariest moon event was probably the lunar eclipse. Most nights, the moon behaved normally. Then one night, during a full moon, something impossible happened. A dark bite appeared on its edge. Slowly, the white moon was swallowed by shadow. Then it turned copper, orange, or blood red. Now imagine seeing that without knowing Earth is casting a shadow. No diagram, no telescope, no word eclipse, just the moon, bleeding in the sky. Many cultures explained eclipses with stories. Some imagined monsters eating the moon. Some saw it as a bad omen. Some believed it meant danger, sickness, death, or anger from the spirit world. And honestly, can you blame them? If the only night light in the sky suddenly turned red, even a modern person would stop scrolling and stare. For ancient humans, the sky was not empty space. The sky was a calendar, a warning system, a giant mysterious roof over their entire life. The moon helped mark time. Before digital calendars, people could count nights by the moon. A full moon could tell a group when to travel, gather, hunt, meet, or prepare. The moon's cycle was close to a month, so it became connected with time, seasons, animals, birth, death, and rituals. And then there were tides. Coastal people would notice something strange. The ocean moved in a rhythm. Water came in. Water went out. Shellfish appeared. Fishing places changed. Safe paths became dangerous. Today, we know the moon's gravity helps create tides. But ancient humans did not need the math to notice the pattern. The moon moved. The ocean answered. That is a powerful thing to witness. A glowing object in the sky seems connected to water on Earth. Of course, people gave it meaning. Of course, it felt alive. Of course, it felt powerful. And there's another reason the moon felt supernatural. It followed you. Walk across a field, and the moon is there. Cross a river, and the moon is there. Hide behind trees, and it appears again. To a child, the moon still feels like it is following the car. To ancient humans, that feeling may have been even stronger. The moon was not just above them, it watched them. And humans are deeply sensitive to being watched. Even today, a pair of eyes on a poster can change how people behave. So imagine a bright round object in the dark sky, appearing night after night, looking down on your camp. It is easy to understand why people imagine the moon as a face, a spirit, a god, or an eye. But fear was only half of it. Ancient humans probably loved the moon too. The moon gave light without fire. It made the night beautiful. It turned rivers silver. It made animals visible. It helped people tell stories. It gave lonely humans something constant to look at. The moon was scary because it was powerful, but it was also comforting because it always returned. That return mattered. In a world where people died young, food disappeared, storms destroyed shelters, and animals attacked without warning, the moon had a rhythm. It vanished, but came back. It shrank, but grew again. It was swallowed by shadow, but survived. For ancient humans, that may have made the moon one of the first symbols of hope. But here's the strange part. Even now, after all our science, the moon still does something to us. A full moon still makes people stop and look. A giant moon near the horizon still feels magical. A red eclipse still makes millions of people walk outside. We know it is rock. We know it has craters. We know sunlight is reflecting from its surface. We know eclipses are shadows. But knowing the answer does not completely erase the feeling, because somewhere deep inside, your brain is still ancient. It still notices the dark. It still reacts to eyes. It still searches the sky for signs. It still feels something when the moon looks too big, too red, or too bright. Maybe ancient humans feared the moon because they did not understand it. But maybe they also feared it because they understood something we forget: that the night is bigger than us, that nature moves on its own schedule, that the sky can change without asking permission, and that even the calmest thing above your head can suddenly become strange. So tonight, when you see the moon, remember this. For you, it is a quiet object in space. For your ancestors, it was a clock, a lamp, a warning, a mystery, a face, and sometimes, a monster. And maybe that old fear never fully left. Maybe every time the moon turns red, or disappears, or follows you down a dark road, a tiny ancient part of your brain still looks up and whispers, "What does it want?"